everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I am so very excited to have you here. Happy day one of Bookmas. I have not had a chance to do any type of Bookmas videos. I think the first year that I was doing this, Nick came back from his deployment during Christmas, so I didn't do anything for that. I took a break, and then last year I was working, so I haven't had an opportunity. So this year we're going balls to the wall, and I'm gonna try to do a full 25 days of Bookmas. Is that gonna happen? I don't know. If it doesn't happen, don't hold it against me. I'm gonna try my best. But with that being said, we are gonna be starting off day one with a Kindle tour. So I'm gonna show you all of the books that I have on my Kindle. I'm probably not gonna do a whole lot of explaining just because I don't really know why I have a lot of these books on here. 9 times out of 10, I find a bunch of books that people say are good and then I download them, and then the other ones are just books that I have on my shelves or ones that I think look good. So that's what we're doing today. I'm going to just show you everything on there, and then I'm also going to show you all of the collections and kind of the way that I organize everything that I have on here. First of all, I'm going to show you all of the collections that I have on here because it took me a very long time to get this organized. I will say I did download a couple of books earlier, so those are not going to be categorized, but just bear with me here. Also, let me say this. Sometimes I don't put the actual series names on here because I don't know what the actual series is called. A lot of times I'll just do the first book in the series. Okay, so like the Throttled series, I don't remember that it's the Dirty Air series. Obviously I do, just for some reason off the top of my head now. But if I'm going through my Kindle, I don't want to be like Dirty Air series, like what is that? What books are in that series? I'm just gonna put Throttled because that's gonna be the easiest thing for me to remember. Some of these I do have the actual name of the series, but most of these are just gonna be the first book of the series, just that way I remember. So it's easier for me. Here are all of my categories. I have the Way of Kings, so I have that series together. I have When the Moon Hatched. I don't even know what that is. That's another, it looks like a fantasy series. I have One Dark Window, Once Upon a Broken Heart, and then I have a romance category, so I put pretty much all my romance books in there. I have a horror category, thriller, I have the Broken Blades series, the Hunger Games, and then I just have all of my books that are on Kindle Unlimited. I have those sectioned off together, so that way I do know what I've got checked out. Then I have the Ninth House, Beartown, I have my dystopian category, historical fiction, I have the Chronicles of Castlane. I don't know, I have that. Then I have for a video category, so this is books that I have on my Kindle that I do know that I'm planning on using them for a video. So those are just like their own category. Like I wouldn't read them by myself, but I have them on here for videos, so that way it's easier to find. Then I have sci-fi, fantasy, YA, nonfiction. I have the Imperium series, regular fiction. I did that as like a combination of general, literary, contemporary fiction just because I don't know the difference between all of those. I don't know the difference between literary and contemporary fiction. I looked it up, I don't know yet. I've not found a way to just categorize those. So anything that falls under those categories, I just stuck them in a fiction category. So that's what that is. I have the Prison Healer, Akatar, Maze Runner, Fourth Wing, Ruinous Love. I think that's like the Butcher and Blackbird if I'm not mistaken. Ready Player One. I have Wayward Pines, Finlay Donovan, all the Finlay Donovan books, The Atlas Six, After, The Infernal Devices, The Mortal Instruments, Powerless, Rebel Blue Ranch, Shatter Me, Crescent City, Throne of Glass, Magnolia Parks. I got all the Pretty Little Liars books, so I do have a section on that. Mitch Albom books. I don't know why I have these categorized because I mean he's just the author, but I do have all of his books in a category for some reason together. Then I have the Natural series, The Cruel Prince, Red Rising, and then these are just the uncollected books. I do have some books in there just because, again, I just downloaded all of those recently. And then for some reason, this drives me insane. I have all of my Audible books on here. I don't know why. I don't like the Audible stuff being on my Kindle at all. I'm not going to listen to a book on Audible on my Kindle, but they're there. I have them all for some reason, and I cannot get rid of them. I don't know why, I can't do it. So there's that. These are all on here in my uncollected. So for me to get all of these books classified like they are, I go on to my Goodreads, I look up whatever book I'm trying to categorize, and then I scroll down to the bottom and see what the top thing is for it. So for example, if I'm trying to put A Court of Thorns and Roses into a category, I would look up A Court of Thorns and Roses on Goodreads, and then I would scroll to the bottom where they have little tags on there, and then whatever the first tag is, that's where I would put the book. So that one, obviously, the first tag is going to say fantasy, so I'll put it in my fantasy series. If it's like fiction, then I'll put it in my fiction. If it's non-fiction, you know, just all of that. That's how I categorize it. Just because I'm terrible at categorizing books, I have no idea what I'm doing. I just do it that way. And then also if they're in a series, I'll still put them in a fantasy, and I'll put them in the series category. So they'll be in 2 collections. That's just how I like to keep everything organized. Again, if I want to pick a romance book, all I have to do, go in, click my romance category, and then I can scroll through all of the romance books that I have on there and then pick one from that. That just makes it easier, so that way I don't have to browse through my entire Kindle library. But it is an option. I can do that. Now going back to my main Kindle library, we are just going to rapid fire this. General reason why I have all of these books on here: 1, they are Kindle versions of the books that I have on my shelf. So that way I can read them in bed. I don't have to get my headlamp on or anything like that to read my book. I have duplicates. Then a lot of the other ones that I don't have the physical book for are just going to be books that I saw online. Somebody was like, hey, this is great. I know nothing about them, and I just downloaded them. I do that very frequently. Should I be doing that? No, but I do it. And then also just a lot of the covers I think look nice, and this is just a nice, fun, easy way to get the books that I think look cute. That's pretty much why all of these books are on here. And then I do think there are some scattered throughout that have been for the Amazon First Reads book. I always get one of those every month. If you're a Prime member, you get like 1 book for free, something like that a month. So I always do that. I always download one of those. And then some of them have just been free downloads from Amazon, so I do get those just so I have some more book variety. Do I need them? No, but I do it anyways. I cannot help it. All right, again, rapid fire. So I have Layla by Colleen Hoover. I'm actually in the middle of reading that right now. I am pre-filming this very early because I do want to get 25 videos out. I'm not gonna be able to get 25 videos out in Christmas if I don't start filming in November. Spoiler alert, sorry. I have Maybe Meant to Be by K.L. Walther, The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year. That one I did think was going to be very interesting. I think I heard somebody say that it was a really good Christmas book, and I do have a plan for Christmas books this year, sneak peek. So stay tuned for that. I have There Is No Anti... I don't know how to pronounce that. I don't know what that says. I'm gonna butcher it, so I have that. I have Verity by Colleen Hoover, November 9th by Colleen Hoover, Forever Never by Lucy Score. I just finished reading that one, so I will delete that one here soon. I have Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. Do plan on reading that soon. I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a couple of these on here that are for videos, so I'm not gonna say what those are. I'm gonna keep those to myself. But I do have a couple other books on here that I do have plans for. I have What Lies Beyond the Veil. That's a Kindle Unlimited book that I have picked. I guess I heard something good about that one and have that one downloaded because I don't remember anything about it. I have You Killed Me First by John Mars, another Kindle Unlimited. The Orchid and the Owl Unlimited. Don't Believe Her by Nicole Sanders. I am very excited to read this. I started it, but I didn't actually go through with it. I've just been putting it off. It's just really highly anticipated for me, and I have not gotten to it, and I probably just need to go ahead and do that. I have A Kingdom of Stars and Shadows, Maggie's Grave, Off Season. I have The Reddening, Slewfoot, A Tongue So Sweet and Deadly. I have Us Dark Few. I have both books of that, so the first one and the second one. I think those are pretty much all of the Kindle Unlimited books that I have on here. I will let you know if I do find any other ones, but for the most part I think that those are all about it. I have Forget Me Not by Stacey Willingham. If you had been with me, I had to get that one on my Kindle. I know I've already read it, but I just needed it on here for whenever I want to reread it. The Love Haters by Catherine Center. I have Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez, Scythe and Sparrow, When the Moon Hatched, The Ballad of Never After, One Dark Window, Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston, The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hardcastle, The Chain, Flowers for Algernon, I think that's right, it could be wrong, I don't know, A Curse for True Love, Say You'll Remember Me, The Bee Sting by Paul Murray. I actually have this book on my shelf, and it is so massive. I thought it was going to be just a sweet little tiny book. It's like this thick, I'm not even joking. It's crazy, but I have it. I'm not as excited to read it anymore, but I have it. I have Brother, How You Ruined My Life, The Way of Kings, Main Characters. That one looks so cute. I have Sally Rooney, Intermezzo. Look, I took piano, so I'm supposed to know how to pronounce that, but I don't. One of Us is Lying, Catabas. I have a Rich Dad, Poor Dad. This is supposedly a revolutionary book. Will I think it is? I don't know, but we'll see. I have Summer in the City, The Song of Achilles, Circe, Summer Romance, The Adventures of Amina al-Safari, Sarafi. I don't know. I have Good Material by Dolly Alderton, Good Fortune. Nope, that's not right at all. I have One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune, The Goldfinch. I have another copy of Verity, so I downloaded one and then I have one on Kindle Unlimited, so I will be giving the Kindle Unlimited one back. The Deep, A Home Where the Bodies Are, If Only I Had Told Her, A First Time for Everything. I have Tenders of Flesh on here. Again, I plan on rereading that one at some point, so I might as well just have a copy on my Kindle because that's one of my favorite books. The Unworthy, another, oh, I'm accidentally opening it. Did not want to do that. The House on the Cerulean Sea, We Live Here Now, The 7-Year Slip. I did just read this one, so I'll probably end up deleting that one here soon as well. I'm thinking of ending things While We Were Young, another K.L. Walther. The Testaments by Margaret Atwood. 3 Shattered Souls, Dream by the Shadows, One by One. Then I have The Nightingale, The Prison Healer, 19 Clothes and a Blackbird. I did just read that one as well. Probably get rid of that one too. Metal Slinger, Deadly Animals, The Eyes Are the Best Part. I have Quicksilver. I can't even read this. The Man Made of Smoke. I have that one. 3 Days, 9 Months, 27 Years. The Fix, Onyx Storm, Silver Elite, Wild and Wrangled, Dead of Winter, The Ballad of Songbird and Snakes, which I have already read that one as well. But I think I wanted to have the Hunger Games series on my Kindle, just so that way I can go back and reread those if I ever want to. That is a trend that you will see. A lot of the books that I really enjoy, I'll still keep a copy on here, so that way I can go back and reread them. And I have The Mockingjay, The Tattooist of Auschwitz, Iron Flame, The Women, 5 Broken Blades, 4 Ruined Realms, The Hunger Games, Catching Fire. I have The Maze Runner, Us Against You, The Grey Seer, The Favorites, A Court of Silver Flames, Only If You're Lucky, A Court of Thorns and Roses. I pretty much have the whole series. The Missing Half, Crossroads by Jonathan Franzen. What is this one? A Short Stay in Hell. I have that one. I downloaded that for my reading horror books and I did not get to that one. I do have a copy of Manacled on here. I do have that. I've not read it, but I do have that. I have The Gilded Cage, That's Not My Name, Into the Drowning Deep, Incidents Around the House, Furryborn, Deep In by Ali Hazelwood, Accomplice to the Villain, Kill for Me, Kill for You, Lightbringer, American Psycho, King's Bane, Court of Frost and Starlight, A Court of Wings and Ruin, Next of Kin. 20 years later, I have The Heartless Hunter. I did download, this is kind of cool. I don't know how or where I got this from. I think it was somebody on TikTok that was showing how to do this, so look it up on there. I'm sure you'll be able to find like a step-by-step on how to download it. I have a tandem read for the Kindle of Empire of Storms and Tower of Dawn for the Throne of Glass series. Again, don't know how I finagled that, but I ended up getting that downloaded, so I do have a tandem read for those on my Kindle. That's gonna be a breeze when it comes time to actually reading that series. So I do have that one on here. I have The Last Mornings, Erie Basin, A Court of Mist and Fury, Please Don't Lie, Bad Date, Love Letters to a Serial Killer, Not in Love by Ali Hazelwood, Someone in the Attic, The Let Them Theory. I have Bye Baby. This is where we talk things out. Sorry, it's like through the window. This is where we talk things out. I have that one. Head Cases, Confessions, Problematic Summer Romance, What Have You Done? Night Film, In Any Lifetime, Friends with Secrets, A Hidden Past, The Anti-Heroes, A Very Bad Thing, Pike Island? I think that's what that is. Pike Island? There's a little word at the top that's covered by the little flag that I have on the book. You know, it's like new. I don't know what that says, so I don't know if it's anything before Pike Island, but I have that one. Mirror Me, the answer is no. Close Your Eyes, When She Returned, A Voice Like Hyacinth. That could be wrong. Into the Fall Risk by Abby Jimenez. Gravewater Lake, The Thorns, The Sublet, The One That Got Away, 3 Mothers, Out of the Woods by Greg Olson, The Housewarming, Cross My Heart, Fearless, The Spare Room, The Friend Zone, Lost and Lassoed, Made for Each Other, The Handmaid's Tale, Things Have Gotten Worse Since We Last Spoke, Have You Seen Me? Couple at number 9, If We Were Us, The First Phone Call from Heaven. I'm having a really hard time with some of these going back and forth from like, oh, this one has the words at the bottom, this one has the words at the top, and then trying to find the words and differentiate the title from the author. So sorry, I'm getting tripped up a little bit, not gonna lie. I have Christmas Presents, My Friends, Pretty Girls. This one, I don't know if I plan on rereading it or not, but I do have it on here just in case if I do want to. I do plan on getting the physical copy of that book at some point too, just because that book was crazy. And I like to have a physical copy of all the books that I really, really enjoy so that I can reread them. Hence why I have a lot of books on my Kindle, because I am trying to keep my bookshelves open for a lot of books that I really, really enjoy and would plan on rereading. I don't want to just have a bunch of books on there that I don't care for or that I'm not going to reread just because I feel like it's kind of wasteful. I don't know. I just try to read the books on my Kindle, and then if I do really like them, I can get a copy. That's just the way that I work though. I know a lot of people don't. Anyways, I have Careless People, then I have the entire Shadow Me series on here. I'm not going to go through and read each book whenever I get it, but I did hit Imagine Me and Shadow Me, so I do have all of those. Don't worry, every single one of them are on here, but I'm not going to go through and read every single one of them whenever I get to it, unless if I'm just not thinking about it, which I probably will forget. Swift and Saddled, Great Big Beautiful Life, The Summer Will Be Different, The Assassin's Blade. Again, I have the whole Throne of Glass series. I did already tell you about the tandem read. I'll probably try to keep those to myself as well. The City of Fallen Angels. Again, I have the whole Pretty Little Liars. I think most of them. I don't know. It's like a really long series, but I do have them. Might read them at some point, but who knows. Alone with You in the Ether, The 3 Lives of Kate Kay, Mere Christianity, Nothing Like the Movies, A Grief Observed, Beartown, All In, The Alice 6, We Used to Live Here, I have Fairy Tale by Stephen King, Husbands. I don't know if I want to read that now. I saw a video of Haley Pham reading that one and she said it wasn't that great, so I don't know. Who knows? We'll see. I have Golden Sun, City of Heavenly Fire, Into the Dark, Funny Story, My Roommate is a Vampire, Iron Gold, The Stranger in the Lifeboat, The Moonlight Market. I honestly don't know why I have this on here. I think I saw one of the guys on TikTok, he does book covers, and he was showing that he made the book cover for this, and then I saw it and I was like, oh, well, I'll just go ahead and get it. I don't know why, I don't know anything about it. I literally just saw that a guy made a book cover for it. So, yeah. There's that. If that tells you how or why I download some of the books that I do, then there you go. 9 times out of 10, I know nothing about the book before I get it. And the Kill Order is still part of the Maze Runner series. I actually have not read the 4th or the 5th book of that series. I don't know how I feel about it, but I have them on here, so if I do want to do a reread of the series, I can hit those as well. But I don't think that those are actually part of it. I think it's a trilogy and then it continues on, but they're not about the main characters. Who knows? I have Rogue, Wayward, Crescent City, Betting on You, Killer Instinct, The Dead Romantics, The Great Divorce. I have After We Collided by Anna Todd, Listen for the Lie, The Next Person You Meet in Heaven, The Rom-Commers by Catherine Center, Beautiful Ugly by Alice Feeney, After We Fell, Bright Lights, Big Christmas. I don't know why I have this one. I don't like Mary Kay Andrews books. I'd say that, but I think I've only read one and I did not like it at all. I don't actually know what the title of this one is. I can't see it with the little tag over top of it, but I do have the girl that escaped from North Korea. I do have both of her books on here. I don't know, I think it'd be interesting to hear what she has to say. So I do have both of those. I have After Ever Happy, The 12 Dates of Christmas. We already said that I have The Throne of Glass. I have The Untethered Soul, All I Want for Christmas. If I'm not mistaken, I feel like I've already read that. I don't know, I'm gonna have to go back. We'll see. I have Run by Blake Crouch, Welcome to Capitol Hill. Ooh, 50 Years of Scandal in Tennessee Politics. That one was another one that the cover looked interesting and I got it, and then, yeah. I doubt that I'll ever read that, but if I want something scandalous, then I have it. I have Swordcatcher, To Kill a Kingdom, My Grandmother Asked Me to Tell You She's Sorry, Red Rising, Butcher and Blackbird, City of Lost Souls, The Shining, Magnolia Parks, Hellbent, I have City of Bone, Powerful, Done and Dusted, It by Stephen King, The Only One Left, Lightbringer, The Scorched Trials, City of Glass, Love on the Brain, Misery, Confess, Anthem, Pines, The Winners, Forever Interrupted, Atomic Habits, Morning Star, Dark Age, Reckless, The Problem of Pain. I just pretty much downloaded all of C.S. Lewis books for the most part. The Clockwork Princess, Twilight Territory, One True Loves, Whalefall, Ready Player One, What Feasts at Night, and Every Morning the Way Home Gets Longer and Longer. The Spectacular, After The Great Undoing, Lessons in Chemistry, 4,000 Weeks, After I Do, The Little Liar, Love Theoretically, Leather and Lark. I have 11/22/63, In the Tall Grass, The Queen of Nothing, The Heaven and Earth Grocery Store, The Santa Suit, another Mary Kay Andrews. I've got it. Am I gonna read it? I don't know. Just in case if I need a Christmas book. One of Us is Dead, The Atlas Complex. I have The Fever Code, House of Flame and Shadow, A Man Called Otto, Green Valley, The Naturals, Ready Player 2, A Bride by Allie Hazelwood, A Holly Jolly Ever After, The Death Cure, Britt Marie Was Here, Maybe in Another Life, City of Ashes. I have The Cradle of Ice, Ignite Me. Messed up on that one. I told you I wasn't gonna say it, but I did. Sorry. Bad Blood. I have House of Sky and Breath, Somewhere Beyond the Sea, Mr. Wrong Number, What Moves the Dead, Clockwork Angel, A Novel Love Story, House. That's all it is. The Unmaking of June Farrow, The Four Winds, The Stand, The Long Way Home, Meet Me at the Lake, The Humans, The Last Town, Murder in the Family, Icebreaker, which I don't know if I'm gonna read that. I probably never will, but I have it on here for whatever reason. I have Powerless, None of This Is True, The Night She Disappeared, I have Before by Anna Todd, which that is really hard to read. Like really hard. The light is so bright on it. It's literally just white. Anyways, that literally makes no difference to you. Fourth Wing, The Fury, One Italian Summer, Daisy Hates, Snapshot, The Love Wager, The Cruel Prince, Mistborn, Every Summer After, The Wicked King, Finlay Donovan is Killing It, Mother Thing, Immortality, Finlay Donovan Rolls the Dice, In the Lives of Puppets, 7 Days in June, The Deal of a Lifetime, Finlay Donovan Jumps the Gun, Trust, Clockwork Prince, The Five People You Meet in Heaven, I have The Ninth House, Atlas Paradox, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, which I did read that. I did think that I deleted it off of here, but I guess I didn't. Finlay Donovan Knocks 'Em Dead, Murder for Christmas, Recursion by Blake Crouch, The Screwtip Letters, Good Neighbors, The Ministry of Time, How to Murder Your Employer. I accidentally opened it. I can't stand doing that. I don't know why, but it drives me nuts. Oh, it's not How to Murder Your Employer, it's just Murder Your Employer. For some reason I thought there was a how to. Now I think that these are mostly books that I have just downloaded from Amazon at one point or another. So these are those books that I've had on my Kindle just forever that I doubt that I'll ever read. I deleted most of the ones that I didn't think I was going to be interested in, but I did leave some on here just in case. I have The Lines Between Our Stars, The Fake Dating Trope, Not This Way by Blake Pierce, Unfinished, The Girl He Needs, The Perfect Wife, Blue Hawaiian, Watch Your Back, Mortal, Conversations, The Life She Wants, The Ballad of Mary Ann, Caught a Vibe, How to Chase a Guy in 10 Days, not chase, How to Choose a Guy in 10 Days, Enemies with Benefits, Vacations Like This, Rule Number 1, What Lies Hidden, The Magic Factory, Talented, that's a book series, book 1, I don't know, it just sounded interesting for some reason, Love Like Water, Just Me, Hidden Hollywood, All Last Summer, The Haunting of Kinowe House, Cliffhanger, Fight, The Housemaids, and The Girl Next Door. And then all of my 46 dictionaries that I have on here. I think that's so funny. That literally cracks me up. I was talking to Nick about it. Like, who needs 46 dictionaries on their Kindle? And like at that point, why not just get all of those dictionaries if you want them? I don't know, I think it's odd, but hey, whatever. Clearly I have not deleted them. I don't know why, but I probably should. 46 of them. 46 of them. So those are all the books that I have on my Kindle. Again, most of them I have downloaded just because I thought they looked interesting and then just because I have them on my bookshelf. Do I know anything about most of these? Not a clue. Like, not even a little bit. I'm sure there's some that I will probably never touch ever in my entire lifetime. Mainly the ones towards the end that I have just randomly downloaded because Amazon was giving them to me for free. It's hard for me to pass up a free book, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why I'm like that, but I am like that. And then I guess this is probably something that I should have talked about in the very beginning, but I did get a new Kindle. This one is the 2024 version. I don't know, let me just look up the settings and see if I can find it. That way I can actually give you the accurate information. I have the Kindle Paperwhite. It's the 12th edition, so this is the last one that came out, the most recent one. And then I also have the 16 gigabytes, I believe is what it is. So it comes with 11.57 gigabytes total. And then obviously you saw everything that I have on there, and I have 8.84 gigabytes left available on my Kindle. So I do have a lot of books. I don't know exactly how many. I don't know if it'll tell you. I don't know. But again, 8.84 gigabytes is what I have available out of the 11.57 that I was so graciously gifted on this device. So realistically, I could have so many more books on here if I wanted to. And then again, since I do have those audiobooks on here, it is going to take up a lot more storage than just the actual books. So for reference for you, if you are interested in getting a Kindle and you want to know kind of how many books you can have on here with the storage and everything like that, that's what I've got going on. I've got a lot of books. I download a lot of books on here. Maybe not as many as most people. I don't know. That's just what I've got going on. If you feel like you need more, you can always go with the 32 option, but I don't feel like I need that. And again, download any book that I want to whenever. But these are all the books that I have on my Kindle. I'm going to be downloading more. I'm going to be deleting some. So it's not just going to be consistent forever, but that is a lot of the stuff that I have on here at the moment. Really just kind of what I hoard on here. That's really what it is. What I hoard on my Kindle. That is what I am. I'm a Kindle book hoarder. But let me know if you have some of the same books that I have on my Kindle on your Kindle, or if there are any of these books that I have on here that I have not read that you have read. Let me know. Let me know what you have thought about them, or if you think that there are some books that I need to put on my Kindle that I need to read. But that's it. That's all I got for you. Hopefully we kept this one fairly short. That's the plan. Let me see where we're at right now. Oh, lovely. It doesn't tell me how much recording time I have, so hopefully it's not that much. Hopefully you weren't struggling to keep up with me. I feel like I was talking so much, but hey, that's okay. But I greatly appreciate you hanging out with me for the first day of Bookmas. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching the video. If you're still here, I am going to try to link all the books down below on Amazon. If you want to check them out, you're more than welcome to. It would definitely help me out just a little bit if you did purchase anything from those links. And if you do, I want to thank you so much in advance. But again, thank you for being here. Thank you for supporting me. And I hopefully will get to see you in the next one tomorrow. See ya!